Hi everyone, I'm Evening Ransom, and well, today I want to talk to you about a really bizarre characteristic, and it's kind of a dark topic. Well, it's actually a very, very dark topic. I have a mind that just so does not think like a narcissist's mind, even though, you wonder how that can happen. When I was raised by narcissists, I was married to a sociopath. It makes you wonder how it can be that I don't just by second nature know how they think. But I really don't. And I still have a lot of ahas, a lot of aha moments. The things that I had witnessed my ex-husband doing and the family doing over the course of my children's lives, it was counter to love, for sure. And it was definitely, even though I could try and maybe convince myself that it was misguided, but I knew that it wasn't misguided. I knew that, especially my ex's thing, it was really that what he was doing is he was just trying to take my children from me in the custody battles. He was just trying to cost me my children. The aha moment I had was I realized that my son dying was a victory for not only my ex-husband, but my family. To do what was best for a child, you wouldn't have done what they were doing. And anybody would have known that. Anybody would have known that. And what it is I've been kind of, watching what the behavior has been in the last year. And it all just seems so much more bizarre. But watching the behavior in the last year, and I've been trying to piece together why a mother would do the things that my mother has done. So your one and only daughter has a heart attack out of the blue at 33 years old, has a heart attack. Her husband tells you something, gets you on board, that you back him up in leaving her. He leaves her on their 10th anniversary while she's in the hospital with your support. And even by the time that's happened, you've been on the phone with her friends, even talking about her to people. A lifetime of, we don't air the family's dirty linen, believing that we were a very, very private family. And now my mother and my brother going out of their way to slander me among my friends. And not only my friends, they're calling my therapist, or call all kinds of people. They'll slander me in counseling groups. They'll slander me with lawyers' offices. Just anybody that will listen. I meant it as a compliment to my mother that I was sort of emulating her life. That I basically was doing things much the way that she did them. Moved back to my hometown, got married, had a couple of children. Was doing things very much like she did them. But she didn't see it as a compliment. She saw it as competition. I now realize. These are just kind of some of the ahas were coming to me. Now, I don't know why it took me so long to see it. Because, here I am with, adult kids, and I've just lost an adult child, and I think, why would you ever give up your child? Right now, she could have, all this time, she could have had me and my sons in her life, and it would have been, I would think, so much better. What did she gain for giving that up? What I see is that it was really, really hostile in a way that beyond what I can even imagine. And that really they were just on a mission to take from me everything that I cared about and everything that I loved, and because I think my mother was jealous of my relationship with my kids. And even though my son was struggling with drugs and stuff, it wasn't like a downward spiral. It wasn't like that. It was like a yo-yo, kind of. He'd go off and he'd come back, and he'd go off and he'd come back. And so, when he died, he looked great. He'd had like 9 months clean. He was doing really great. And my belief was that we'd been through so much that he'd be protected. And he told me, I'm not going to die, Mom. That he would be smart and he would be careful. And that he would just do that kind of yo-yo back and forth until he just had enough, until his brain matured, until he healed, until, you know, I just believe that he would not die. The myth in their minds now is that I turn my back on them, really having very little understanding about what they had done. You know, they'd done some really bad things, but that was only the tip of the iceberg of what they had opened up to have happen. And also the tip of the iceberg on just what it costs a person to have no protection in the world. It's not just little children that need protection. We all need people. You know, you need somebody to have your back. I think the way to combat the narcissistic family and the way to combat narcissism and beat narcissism, when it feels like you're defeated, and it, you know, how could you not feel defeated even for a minute when something like this was to happen, is to keep going. The only way I know of getting through anything is to turn it into a passionate project. Face the destruction with creativity. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.